All right, so elephant in the room here. Obviously, chat. We just went through the draft. Rampage, you got to send those to me on Twitter, by the way. Elephant in the room. We went through the draft. We started to go through free agency. Bam, power went out. And the save file did not save. So we get to redo this. Obviously, that gives me an advantage to know who we should go after and who we shouldn't, which is unfortunate. I'm not a big fan of having that particular advantage, but it is what it is. So we'll make the best of it. We know that Tommy Haken is kind of mid. Raimo Hautinen was kind of mid. Unfortunately, as was Pakarainen. We're really down to just 3 players, and even then, Tuomo Tukio isn't quite NHL ready. We'll still probably go for him, though. We have 3 targets in this draft. We also now know, because we're having to redo this, that Ville Heinola isn't going to drop that asking price of $14 million. So our best bet is to sign him before the draft and trade him. Unless we decide that it's worth keeping Ville Heinola around for $14 million a season. But yeah, we will, we'll do what we can. I mean, the other alternative is to continue along on 1-year deals until we can no longer afford him, which isn't quite where we're at right now. Capo Caco also needs a new contract. So, and again, the problem is neither want an extension, meaning 85% trick's not really going to work. So I am going to offer Capo Caco a little bit more than what he wants. $9 million for 6 years. I don't know if we're keeping him. And then Ville Heinola, I am going to offer him $15 million over 6 years. Just to get him to sign. Hopefully he signs, and then we'll take it from there. But again, this is a situation that we now have a little bit better knowledge on in terms of how to handle it. Heinola signs. Capo Caco signs. Okay. So we have a big decision at the draft now. Ville Heinola is going from $10 million to $15. Kivi Haryu's deal is up. We have $9 million left. He wants $9 million. He wants $11 million. We're getting priced out of the best Finnish talent available. Fuck. We're going to have to make some moves at the draft here that we don't want to make. New Jersey wins the lottery. I think they won last time, too. So, go figure. Go figure, go figure. But yeah, this is a rough spot to be in. Looks like the same retirements as last time as well, although I don't know if Tyler Seguin retired last time. Ovi gone, again, 1,080 career goals. You know, I had the feeling with this series, like, oh man, we're going to have to win early or we could be in trouble. I feel like we've hit that point. I feel like we have. Save isn't corrupted after the power outage. Honestly. Oof. Give me a second. I might have screwed up. I honestly don't remember because we got into conversation. Will this let me save? Or is it going to say I have too many save files? Okay, well, let's, yep, good. Well, I'm leaving that first 4 minutes in there. I had a feeling I had forgotten to do that. So that, motherfucker, just go back to talking. Hi, this is the stream now. Fuck it. It's all falling apart, isn't it? Jesus. Okay. And, so now that other save has disappeared, but the previous save, based on the date, is there? What? Okay. Okay. Also, I don't know how the hell I allegedly have too many save files, EA, but okay. I have like 6 of them, but that's great. Let me delete old version. Okay, this is getting EA'd here. We're going to click on the one that says the 23rd, because I presume that's before the draft. You know, this power outage might screw us. The oldest save file is the Leafs. So if you were hoping we'd go back to the Leafs, I feel like I have to delete that just to have a chance. So we are going to delete the Leaf save file, which is a shame. Can I go back to this one and now save? If not, this one has to get deleted too. Okay. So the Leaf sacrifice worked. Was this the file that had the... Okay, so it said you couldn't save it, but you did save it. What? Because Heinola and Kakko have no... So I just deleted the Leafs rebuild for nothing. We were done with it anyway, but I like to go back and look. Okay, well, we continue on. EA gonna EA. Love to see it. We are at the draft. 3 targets in the draft. 2 players we probably have to move. What the hell just happened? I swear to God, if I wasn't breaking this game on a nightly basis, what the hell would I do with myself? You know? What the hell would I do? Oh, give me 1 second. Oh my God. All right. Okay. I think we're all right. I think after all of this, we're finally back on track. So that does raise the question of who the hell gets traded off of this team, because we know players still have to go. A lot of players have to go, in fact, that take up cap space. We traded him previously. Esa Lindell still gets traded. Do we deal Ville Heinola? Or do we... I don't know what the hell we do, man. I'm so confused now because we know who not to trade up for, but at the same time, now we have our own different issues. 3rd and a 4th for Lindell. Last time we got a 2nd. 2/3 from the Islanders is the going rate. Justin, you're always very well timed with those. So we'll take 2/3 from the Islanders for Esa Lindell, because we got to move on from him. Kulanumi and Yanni Yermo also have to go because they make too much damn money. Yeah, we missed a window by losing in the playoffs. We absolutely did. Emotional damage. A lot of emotional damage. Kulanumi, Yermo, Karki can stay because they can still get better. These 2 have to go. I'm aware that we'll have a little bit more cap than what I said a few minutes ago, but even then, I'm still not sure if it's quite enough. As Vegas apparently has our 1st rounder. Can I get the Golden Knights 2nd rounder? No. Can I get our own 2nd rounder back? No. To be honest, I don't even know if I need it. Again, we have all the draft picks in the world. What about a 4th? And another 4th. The offer sheet somehow. I don't like to talk about the offer sheet because it didn't work out for us, now did it? All right, so Varakis, Kakko, Laine. Kakko's been re-signed, so that's good. Pettinen, Lehkonen, I traded away last time. I don't necessarily think I have to get rid of him this time. Lindell definitely had to go. I'm so bummed out about this team right now. I don't have a general direction for us anymore, and it's a little bit scary. It's a little bit scary. Like, no denying Lindell was the guy to go. It's just, what do we do about Artturi Lehkonen? I think just to play it safe, we move on from him as well. He's 32. His value is never going to be higher. He's a 30-point guy. I'm sure we can find a filler player. So what have we got? Dallas offering the 29th pick. Florida offering the 33rd and a 7th. Honestly, that 2nd and a 3rd from New Jersey next year is probably more enticing than that 1st, but that 1st is pretty valuable. I think we'll take that 1st round pick from the Dallas Stars. Because we got a player around there that I need to draft anyway. Okay. Well, we've cleared out a whole bunch of cap space. That way, Ville Heinola... I forgot about the lamb sauce. That way, Ville Heinola is still under contract for the moment before it goes way up in terms of value. But he is still a tradable asset if we need to trade him. So in terms of the drafts, we still want Tukio around 10th overall. The Bruins still want to trade their 10th pick. Rampage, thank you for that. I'm never great about like, oh, here's an experience, picture taking, and people always ask me to like vlog those Finnish trips, and I'm just like, I just want to enjoy the moment, man. I'm always terrible about that stuff. Heinola for Rantanen is a possibility. All right, so we'll use a lot of these mid picks. A lot of them. To get this deal done. I don't think Heinola's worth... Well, yeah, Popcorn, that's the issue, right? Ville Heinola worth $15 million? Not quite. Is he worth $15 million to us? Yes. A vlog would be cool, to be honest. I know, that's the problem, but I can't bring myself to do it. I can't imagine being in an airport or like... So Rampage, for example, a lot of the times this past February where I could have been vlogging, instead, I was talking to you guys. You know? That was a lot of it. It's like, okay, I can vlog this experience, or I can, talk to people. So that's what I sided with. Yeah, Crash, good luck. All right, Tuomo Tukio is the pick. 76 overall, medium 4, again, within reverse. Very, very solid. The only other guy that we want is 31st Kai Ristolainen, and we have that 31st pick now. We have 29, even better. So let's sim to that pick, and let's get our other dude. Devs, what's going on? We're going to go for Kai Ristolainen, who's a 73 medium top 4. Again, still worth it for us because he's 17, so he's got plenty of time to develop. And now we have a crap load of picks to still trade away. So that's cool. It's showing us with $9 million in cap space. I hope we actually have more than that. Otherwise, we're in trouble. I guess I did sign Varakis. Oh, that's right. Varakis has to get signed, too. He's going to be an RFA, though. Oh, Devs, fair enough. I don't know if I know what that is. I'll be honest. Okay, we should be able... I don't know if we'll be able to get first rounders next year. We'll definitely be able to get second rounders next year. Like second rounder for second rounder. So like next year's second and a third for a second this year. Won't go through outright. We gave Heinola what? $15 million per. Second rounder this year for a second and a fifth next year. Second rounder this year for a second and a seventh. Second rounder this year for a second next year. Okay, well, we'll just trade down to next year then, a whole bunch. A whole bunch, at least for teams that have second rounders. So we are going to pretty consistently have a lot of second round picks. Yeah, it's literally just going to have to be second for a second. That's not the worst case scenario. Of course, unless a team has 3 second round picks and doesn't want to trade any of them. Carolina. What about that Chicago second? All right, the Chicago second more valuable because they have been trash lately. So we'll throw in a third to get their second next year, and hopefully it's decent. Dallas's second rounder next year. Because, again, teams don't want to give up a first. So we'll just continue to swap all of these picks to next draft, where hopefully it's actually a good draft. Go with another third rounder. And Devs, I don't even know if I've heard of it, so fair enough. All right, second and a third, I think for a second and a fourth next year should go through. Give me at least a sixth. Come on now. Thank you. All right, and from there, 3 third-round picks that we got to get rid of. Again, unfortunately, there is pretty much no such thing as a team getting rid of their first-round pick next year anymore. So that sucks. Also, Vancouver's about to make this very difficult for me. I was hoping to find another team that had multiple second-round picks in the future. Due up, but it's not the case. Yeah, and there was a team that had 2 second-rounders. They didn't want to trade them. Okay, let's go with a bundle of Vegas picks for next year. They got a bunch of extra fourths. Let's give up these thirds. That actually didn't go through. Wow, what about that? Second and a third for 4 thirds, technically. I guess that second round pick's more valuable than I thought. So my hope now for the rest of this offseason, now it's been a really weird, hour for this stream, is just that we can figure things out and get this team back on a clear-cut direction. There is a medium starter goal. He's like a 47 overall. Not worried about that guy at all. We'll just move on with the 2 half-decent defensemen. We know RFA-wise, it's going to be a bit of a nightmare. I was going to say crash because the red text, and he was the last one to type with red text. Reaver, yes, in a typical sense, it has been the usual. Goalie-wise, again, Lankinen, Luukkonen, Korpisalo, Korhonen. Just going to let them all go because why not? We can bring them back. It really doesn't matter. Kivi, qualified. $18 million in cap space, by the way. Niemela, Otavainen, Puutio, Rajniemi, Sparks, all getting dropped. Varakis gets qualified. Koivunen's gone. Texela, Matika. I mean, yeah, even Haminaho. It's just... We'll just get rid of a lot of this excess that we have on the team because it hasn't worked for us, and most of them can be brought back anyway. Outside of keeping Emil Järventie, that's pretty much it. So, UFA-wise, nobody to really keep. RFA-wise, it's the big 3 of Kiviharju, Varakis, and Halttunen that need to stay. So, Kivi wants $12 million a season. Varakis wants $11 million a season. Halttunen, I mean, a 9-year deal or an 8-year deal would be expensive, $9 million. We can pretty much buy out the rest of their RFA years. We might as well try. We'll go for RFA years first instead of the Cole Caulfield style contract of just who cares? We'll go into UFA years. So this would be $9.2 million for Kiviharju for 3 years, which isn't that bad. Actually, 9.225 technically. Varakis, cheapest we could get you for with RFA years would be 8.75, which would be great. And it's pretty much first come, first serve on these contracts. Halttunen would be 2 years. I at least need to try instead of them going out and getting offer sheeted. 3.6 for Halttunen. Okay. Let's see what happens here. Varakis resigns. Halttunen rejects. Kiviharju rejects. We at least kept Varakis. The other 2 will go to free agency as RFAs. We're in such a bad spot here. It's not even funny. We are in a terrible, terrible spot. I was feeling so good about where we were with this challenge, and now I'm not feeling so confident. Let's bring back Joe Pavelski. He's turned into a pretty solid coach. Don't know if we'll have him in the NHL or the AHL this year. Hopefully he'll accept that. And he is the only one in terms of former players that we would need to sign, if I am not mistaken. Indeed, he is. Okay. There is an A-plus coach in Gaudreau. Would also be very nice to sign. We're going to have to max out this offer. Giving Hanel at $15 million is a bit much. It is, but we did what we had to do to re-sign him so that we could potentially trade him. Otherwise, he was a UFA. At the draft, his value would have been way down. This way, we can still trade him for fair value. Is the intent behind that. And we'll go with that for Gaudreau if he takes it. Cool. If not, whatever. Scouts, let's just send out a bunch of offers to anyone with an A or an A minus. So, Warrior, that is what we were doing, was the 1-year deal thing. The problem was the 3 big RFAs that we had as well. That was the issue. It kind of forced our hand. You still could have risked it, but at the same time, I would have had to have given him that big money deal by now anyway, so it wouldn't have mattered too much. Okay. All right. I still don't quite know what we're going to do here. I really don't. Honestly, coaching staff-wise, I'm really tempted to get rid of Colombe and Winkler, but I don't want to until I have to. I'm worried that I won't be able to play franchise again if the save glitch keeps happening. Not really. I've had this happen before, and what I did typically fixes it. If it doesn't, fuck it, I'm going to Finland in less than a week. I'll be fine. I'm not upset about anything. Getting the fuck out of this country. Are you kidding me? I'm overjoyed. Holy fuck. Alright, so RFA is no goalies to sign. Defensively, obviously Kiviharju is ours. Hargrave, Raquel's going to be Swedish. Yeah. I have Mintakov. We got nobody. Alto was ours. If I'm not mistaken, maybe not. You're not good enough to risk 1.7 million on, is the problem. We can go the 1 year at 800K just to see if you'll take it. I'm sure Detroit will match it, but hey, whatever. On the wing, Consta Hellenis is available. We've tried to get him before. Calgary didn't want to budge. I think we have to go for it, said Georges Laraque. No, it is a prospect named Gannon Laraque, who was drafted by the Sharks. All right, Paulie, what's going on? So right now, Hellenis offer sheet is at the top of our list. There is Joakim Pentikainen, but he's 23 and not getting much better. We can still try for dirt cheap. Again, I'm sure Colorado accepts it and keeps him. Center, Swede. Kasper Haltinen's ours. Stenberg is Swedish. Forsvall Swedish. Järventie is already ours. Okay, well, Consta Hellenis is the target. Here's the problem. We don't have our first round pick this year. You can see his trade value. Again, the Vegas Golden Knights have our first round pick. They're not going to want to give that up. That's rough. That's rough. So yeah, if we wanted this guy, we'd have to trade for his signing rights. They're cheaper than that pick, or at least they're about the same. Which, I mean, at that point, you're talking about a Kakko, a Line A plus to try to pull off that trade. Oh, the core of this team just hasn't worked. We have one goalie signed. This has been a disaster. I, again, don't know what it is about these Nations challenges, They're just always a disaster for us. I swear. We have no top-notch goalie to sign. Free agent-wise, Dustin Wolf turned into a beast. Swedish. Denmark. Swedish. We're looking at the same guys that we just let go of. Outside of, like, Levi Merilainen. Who, will probably get a decent offer. Outside of that, it's Lankinen, it's Luukkonen, Eustace. I mean, we'll sign whoever the hell's left later on. Not everyone will get signed. Defensively, Allen was ours previously. Wouldn't mind bringing him back in for one more tour, just for whatever low trade value he might have. Wyatt Kaiser doesn't work. Sandin Pellikka is Swedish. We're in a bad spot. Swedish for Brandstrom. Moser Swiss. Brodin is Swedish, not Swiss. Littleberg Swedish. Oh man, this is bad. This is bad. Nicholas Lawson. In terms of prospects, we got nothing. Nothing at all. Gonna double check the high nines, although high nines haven't really been developing all that well. Ernan's available. He doesn't actually look that bad. We'll pay this guy a decent amount. We got $7 million in cap space, by the way. So yeah, guess what? Ville Heinola is definitely going. Oh, because we don't have the money to keep who we already have. Honestly, we let go of Koivunen. But we'll try to bring him back again. Just because we know there's nobody better to sign. Samuel Helenius is also available. How tall was that guy? 6'6". Jesus Christ. Jesus Christ. We haven't had him on the roster yet. He's one of the rare few. Gunler is Swedish. We've had Hirven in here before as well. And again, screw it. Try to bring him back for the year since he's a high rating. Yeah, I had a feeling maybe bringing back most of these guys. I wanted the cap space just in case, and that got us absolutely nowhere. So at the very least, the AHL side of things will be very solid. Because we're going to have a bunch of players who should have been able to be half decent at the NHL level who aren't, and are stuck down in the AHL. Kaskamaki, let's bring you in for the hell of it. Why not? Randy Moss. Rob Moss. That was close. All right, then it's like Matika, who we had before. So Igor Chinnikov. Jesse Lanon's back out there. There's no chance in hell he's getting $8 million from us. Not a hope in hell. If anybody gives him $8 million... Fucking rip. That's insane. And it's not great in terms of additions. It is not great. Maselli is out there for relatively cheap. We can try to bring him in. We can also try to bring in Rasmus Kupari on a relatively cheap deal. Players that we haven't had before that might be better fits. Since we pretty much know that our number one defenseman is about to be traded. I hate it here. I really hate it here. Sorry, pretty much. Okay. So. Inventory, one more time, of the top Finns available to this point. We are looking for the highest rated options to try and pull off a potential blockbuster. Eli Tolvanen is not in that conversation. He was terrible for us. Nobody there. Calgary has Helenius that we could pick up. There is no sort by nationality. They also have Lassie Thompson, who we have, of course, had on the team before, who didn't have a spot, who might now deserve a spot again. Chicago, yeah, nobody overly interesting. Rantanen's value is still sky high. Sky high. That's insane. Neiman, I'm pretty sure, was Swedish. No, he was Finnish. We had him before. Oh, that's right. I got him from Vegas, I think, and he wasn't good. He was the guy that we got instead of Varakis from Vegas the first time. Interesting. Maybe we bring him back. Columbus, nobody super high end. Still have Miro Heiskanen and Rupe Hintz out there in Dallas. I don't see how we pull that off based on what these guys are worth. Heiskanen's on the final year of his deal, by the way. And Rupe Hintz is out there as well. So it might be worth being patient to try and bring in Heiskanen at this stage. Nobody there in Edmonton. Florida still has Sasha Barkov. His fucking value is sky high. However, 2 years left on his deal. Again, might be worth waiting. They do still have the group Järventie, Oliver Kapanen, Brad Lambert, Joakim Kamel, all of whom are still fine, but they're nothing overly special. I mean, I don't know if it's worth giving back Anton Lundell to get those guys back. Maybe it is. Maybe it is. There's Rasmus Rinne. Potentially a very good two-way playmaker. Rasmus Rinne in Los Angeles has turned into a beast. That is worth noting. How good expensive is Maselli in Arizona? As in, like, right here for this, he was a free agent. We just sent an offer to him. I think he was like an 83 overall at this point. He was looking serviceable. Montreal, Cole Caulfield, LOL. Oh, nobody super high end in Nashville. Nobody super high end in New Jersey. Or for the Islanders. Or for the Rangers. Or the Sens. You start to notice just how little options we have. Ahonen is Swedish. Penguins trying to trade P.O. Joseph. Honorary Finn, right? Please. Yeah, it's not looking good, man. It's not looking good at all. Very, very few options. There is still Hatanen on Tampa. Guy's a penalty machine, but physicality he brings could be pretty nice. And then Kokoniemi, who of course we had before, and again, he's fine. He really is a solid third liner. Not a super high-end top six option, especially for the value that he provides. Trade value-wise, he's not worth the deal. Okay. Well, we know Ville Heinola has to go. It's him or Kivi, and we're choosing the younger defender in Kivi Harju. We just are. Which sucks. Maybe I'm not getting rid of Ville Heinola. He would command the biggest return. What about Laine? What about Kakko? Varakis. Oh, man. Varakis isn't even an RFA this year. He's just signed for 12.8. That's right. It was through the remaining RFA years, I remember now. Or the 2-year deal. There's Lundell, who is on a scary contract. We don't have all the information that we need yet. Because Anton Lundell, how much money are you going to want? The same amount. Is Anton Lundell worth between $9 and $13 million? No. No, you're not. He hasn't been bad in the playoffs for us, but I don't know if Anton Lundell is worth that amount of money. Capo Caco's making $9 million. He is a 50-point guy. At least that's what he's been for us. 50 to 60. Again, solid. Very good even. Playoff performer. We're going to have to make some big moves here. More moves than we want to make. But say goodbye to the team as we knew it.